This is News Nation Now.
And a good Thursday morning to you. I am Aaron Nolan. Thanks for joining us here on News Nation and our affiliate Facebook pages all around the country. This weekend is Memorial Day weekend, meaning many folks are going to be out on the highways and the byways across the United States. That's all about infrastructure. And that's the focus of Washington, D.C. lately, as the Congress, as President Biden, are looking at an infrastructure package and how to help out those roadways, those bridges, those overpasses. Joining us now to talk more about this is Kelly Myers. She is our Washington, D.C. reporter. She joins us each and every Thursday to break down what's going on in D.C. Kelly, good morning to you.
Good morning, Aaron. Thank you for having me.
All right, Kelly, again, I think it's an important weekend that a lot of people, especially as the pandemic starts to wind down, are going to be traveling, that we're looking at Washington, at politicians focusing on the infrastructure of the United States.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great weekend to highlight it, and it's also a deadline that President Biden had set to see progress on his infrastructure package. And now he initially unveiled it. Republicans came back with their proposal. Then he came back with his offer. Now they're coming back with their counteroffer. So here's where we're at today. Republicans just came out, a group of, maybe 5 or 6 GOP senators came out and said, here's what we're going to offer, a $928 billion infrastructure plan, the counteroffer to the president's $1.7 trillion plan. They say that they're, trying to meet the president in the middle here, kind of saying that they're meeting the president in what they discussed in the Oval Office. They feel as though conversations with staff after their initial conversation with the president in the Oval were different. So they say they're meeting what the president had said, where they can meet at, and they feel that this can move forward. They really don't want to see cuts to the 2017 tax plan that they put through. They also want to see a reuse of COVID-19 dollars is a big part of this. So repurposing some of that money they say wasn't used. However, we're still waiting to hear from the White House on their reaction to this, but they in the past have said that there is no money there that's been unused or unspent. So we're going to see what their response is to the new counteroffer Republicans just shared with us, within the past hour.
Well, I want to talk about those numbers for a moment, Kelly. We talked about the number that it is now. You can see it on your screen. The Republicans have countered the president's comeback, if you will. But it started at $2.3 trillion. Biden came back at $1.7 trillion. And now Republicans are saying $928 billion. I think for folks at home, there's one question that's going to hit a lot of people. Where is this money coming from? Who will be paying for these changes to the infrastructure?
Yeah, and what the White House has said is that they want to raise taxes on corporations. That's something Republicans here have not been for. They also, like I said, don't want to see any changes to their landmark 2017 GOP tax plan. They are suggesting that these dollars come from unused COVID-19 relief spending. That's what we're waiting to hear now from the White House, an official response saying where we are at on that money. Pennsylvania Republican Senator Pat Toomey came out at this press conference and said, we haven't heard from the White House that this money has been spent or that this money isn't here any longer. So we want to hear from them officially and find out what's going on with this money. Can we use it? Can we repurpose it to this deal? And the president really wants to spend a bit more than this. He wants to spend $1.7 trillion here. So they really have to figure out how they're going to meet in the middle. And like I said, the president wanted to some deal, some progress by Memorial Day. You mentioned everybody's going to be traveling this weekend. So he wants to tie that all in. He also has a speech this afternoon coming up where he's going to talk about specifically the economy and his American Jobs Plan. So expect to hear from him on that, maybe even responding to this specific counteroffer.
All right, so that's good information on where that money was coming from, but I do want to go back to how this package is going to impact Americans. Because look, you and I have both worked in small cities across our country doing what we do in journalism. And this time of year, we inevitably will do a story about pothole problems. The road systems in the United States need help. We've had a bridge situation, Interstate 40 in Memphis, linking Tennessee to Arkansas, that is shut down. It's one of the most important interstates for truckers in the United States. And I know that this new package, the Republicans are increasing road spending to $91 billion. But why did the president make this package a priority as he ran for office last November.
Well, you think because infrastructure is generally something that Republicans and Democrats generally agree on. Like you said, those are things that everybody deals with. Roads are something that Republicans and Democrats drive on. So this is something that he sees agreement on here, that he could bring the people together. And again, even Senator Roy Blunt said this is going to be the biggest infrastructure package he believes in history to end up on President Biden's desk, no matter where they end on this final package number. But I think the president really wants to see this happen in a bipartisan way. Where they are differing here, there's, two options with this package. They could do the general infrastructure bill, which is just like you said, the roads, bridges, broadband's a big topic, as well as water systems infrastructure. That's kind of going into this general infrastructure plan that Republicans are introducing. For Democrats and other parts of Biden's infrastructure plan, more of the human infrastructure, that's where they're seeing some of the disagreement, as well as just on the overall cost and the scope of the package is where you're seeing these differing opinions. So they have to come together on both the scope, size, and the pay-fors, how they're going to do this. They may decide to go together on this main infrastructure package, the roads, bridges, broadband, maybe separate, and Democrats could go on their own and pass this on their own when it comes to the other things they want to get in here.
Kelly Meyer joins us right now talking about the infrastructure plan. The GOP this morning came back with the president's original more than $1 trillion package with a $928 billion package. We are on Facebook all around the country. If you have any questions, you can post them there. Scott and Robert are both watching. Guys, thanks for watching us. Kelly, real quick, getting back to this, wrapping this topic up, does this get done by the president's Memorial Day deadline he's put on it?
The short answer will be no. I mean, the discussions are going on. It is hopeful that, we saw the White House come out with this $1.7 trillion just last Friday. So, I heard from some sources that they didn't think that maybe the GOP senators would get back this week with the counteroffer. So to have them come back today with this counteroffer is moving pretty quickly. We don't know if we'll hear from the White House in the next day or two before Memorial Day. Senators are gone next week. The House is gone next week. So this will be a continuing issue here. But we knew that. We knew that this is going to be something that could go through the summer, even into the fall. It is a massive package. It's a massive undertaking. And they're really looking for ways where they could come together. But the good news is they are going back and forth on this. They are having conversations. And it does seem that this group of GOP senators really wants to work with the White House on this. But there are things that they aren't, moving on here.
You can find more information on this story on newsnationnow.com. Mitt Romney in our story has said that he is working on backup options for the infrastructure. Kelly, before you go, you were very active on Twitter, and yesterday you were tweeting pictures out with actor Jon Stewart. These guys calling you by name, so you no doubt now have a relationship with these guys. But more importantly, Jon has been behind right now a message to really help out firefighters when we're talking about burn pits. First off, tell me about your interaction with them, and then tell me about the serious nature why they were there in Washington, D.C. yesterday.
Yeah, I've been working with these guys since 2015, covering their push for the 9/11 healthcare bill, the Zadroga Act, and seeing that get pushed through Congress. Both John Field, who you'll see on my Twitter as a 9/11 first responder, and Jon Stewart, the comedian and now veterans advocate. So they were really fighting for 9/11 first responders who were breathing in toxic substances while they were at the ground zero, fighting for them to get benefits. This issue about burn pits, it's a bit similar for them, and it's a similar fight. They want to make sure that veterans who served in the wars and were by these burn pits and breathed in this air and now are suffering from respiratory illness or cancer, or in many cases they have passed and it's their families that are coming here fighting for benefits, that they get the benefits or the care that they feel they deserve. So that's what they're up here fighting for, to make sure that the VA recognizes this, that they don't have to show proof that they got the cancer from this particular burn pit from serving abroad in Iraq or Afghanistan. That's what they're up here fighting for. That's going through both in the House and the Senate. So I'm continuing to follow the progress of that bill. It may be morphed into a massive, comprehensive toxic substances package here in both the House and the Senate, but what they are specifically fighting for is exposure to toxic burn pits and helping those veterans who have been exposed.
All right, you can go check out Kelly. It's Kelly Meyer TV, right?
Yeah, Kelly Meyer News.
Kelly Meyer News.
I like Kelly Meyer TV, though. Maybe I'll go change it.
You can't switch now. You are Kelly Meyer News. Very quickly, one topic that is kind of getting some interest right now on our websites, the possibility of another stimulus check coming. What have you heard from Washington, D.C. about this?
I have not heard, maybe some Democrats had said it early on.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, the fact that they're already talking about using COVID relief dollars that have been unused for this infrastructure bill. I don't see the president being able to get another stimulus check out of Congress here with how many different packages they put through, but I am definitely happy to ask for those that are asking. Kelly
Meyer, what are you working on today for us all across the nation, Next Star Nation, if you will?
We just were doing live hits with our stations across the country talking about the January 6th commission and what's going to happen with that. So right now there might be a vote here today on that, but it's likely to be blocked here in the Senate. So that might be the end of that commission here in the Senate.
Kelly Meyer reporting for us. Follow her. It's Kelly Meyer News. Kelly Meyer News. Kelly, thank you. All right, Kelly is already gone. Kelly, no doubt, does a great job for us here at News Nation. If you don't know about News Nation, I encourage you to do a couple of things. First off, go to newsnationnow.com. You can download our free app on the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. Got a great information there. Again, we are a new network that focus right down the middle, not going to steer you one way or the other. You choose how you feel about the news. Secondly, you can watch us starting at 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock Central on News Nation. I've got one of those nifty remotes that I kind of push a button and say, watch News Nation. It goes automatically. If you have that version, do it. Try us out. I promise you, you'll enjoy it. Again, we're not going to steer you one way or the other. It's your news. You choose how you feel about it. It's not my job to tell you how to feel about it. I am Aaron Nolan. Thank you so much for tuning in for News Nation Now, right now on this Thursday. Have a fantastic morning.